What is up, guys? Hassan Malik back here again, and today we are going to be taking a look at every single LEGO DC superhero set ever made. We've already covered Star Wars and Marvel here this year, so now we're moving on to DC. Quick disclaimer about this one, we're actually going to be starting in 2006 with the original LEGO Batman theme, and then we're going to move on to 2011 and 2012 when the actual DC superheroes theme first began. Also, I'll be including sets from the LEGO Batman movie series and also the CMF series for DC minifigures as well. So pretty much anything that has to do with DC properties from the entire LEGO catalog. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're starting things off with 2006. This is the first wave of the LEGO Batman theme. The OG LEGO Batman here. All the sets were based around Batman, so not the other DC superheroes. Some really classic stuff here. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably own these sets. It was a very popular theme when it first came out. And alongside this, we also had that first LEGO Batman video game as well, which was also really good. First Batcave here, what a great set. I only was able to pick up one of these sets when it first came out, that original Batman and Catwoman chase, which has now become fairly iconic. Arkham Asylum there looking good. And then we move on to 2007. This is a continuation of the same line, but we only got a couple of sets in this year. So we got one with Scarecrow here, and another with the Bat Tank. So yeah, same theme here, the LEGO Batman theme. And we're moving on to 2008 now. Looking good. We actually got some Dark Knight base sets here. So this actually included Dark Knight variations of the Batman armor that we see in the movies, but the sets themselves that weren't actually based on the movie. If you notice here, like we have Harley Quinn and Mr. Freeze, which weren't in the movie. We also got a tumbler here. Batman's actually fighting the Joker in that one, but it's not the Joker from the Dark Knight movies, but it is the Batman from the Dark Knight movies. So not official movie sets. And we get a time jump here, and we're going to 2011. Now, this year is not an actual year of the LEGO DC Superheroes theme. This was first kind of just a tease for the upcoming theme. This was actually at San Diego Comic-Con, and I think New York Comic-Con as well. So we got to see all these different minifigs from the upcoming theme in the year prior. The theme actually started in 2012. But here we got to see our first looks at these brand new Batman figs, Superman, Green Lantern, and that type of stuff. In 2012, this is when the theme actually first began. This is the theme that we still have today, that we know and love. And it also came out with the second variation of the LEGO Batman video game, which was also very good. I know that game is held in very high regard to this day. Some polybags here. We have Lex Luthor. So now things are branching out into the larger DC universe. We have the Bionicle style or Hero Factory style buildable characters here. They look a little freaky. That Joker doesn't look that great. Green Lantern here looks a little bit better, but I was never a big fan of these sets. This Joker set here is pretty cool. Batman is wearing his blue armor there. Kind of rocking that original Adam West style. And another Batcave here as well. I've always been a fan of the darker Batman colors, so like the all blacks and the dark grays. But the blue is still cool. It's a classic look. Set with Superman and Wonder Woman there versus the Lex Luthor Batwing there. So yeah, just a lot of great sets. Classic Batman vehicles. Big focus still on Batman. Kind of crazy. We got Shazam that early on. Isn't that kind of crazy to see? And Bizarro as well. These are San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figs, so now they sell for quite a bit of money. And we're moving on here to 2013. So in general, we didn't get too many sets from DC every year. This Arkham Asylum set was really good. But yeah, not too many sets each year. Things do ramp up toward, I believe, when the movie comes out in the LEGO Batman movie comes out in 2018. We get a ton of sets for that. Now we're getting Man of Steel stuff. Jor-El looking good. Man of Steel, I think, is so underrated as a movie. It's one of my favorite DC movies ever. This is cool. We got a Dark Knight Rises set. It's actually based on the film, although the vehicles aren't the most film accurate thing. This is a time when DC movies were still going relatively strong-ish, or was the beginning of their new DCEU. So LEGO is really making sets based on these movies. They're all Man of Steel sets. Look really good here, especially for some of the Kryptonians with Zod. Got the black suit Superman. This one is really expensive now, especially now that we got to see that suit in the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Moving on to 2014 here. Some junior sets. This has obviously become very big for the juniors line in general. Batman is so big in that theme. We get tons of sets in juniors from Batman. We get some micro builds here for some classic vehicles. We have the Tumbler, the Batwing, Martian Manhunter, Polybag Fig. That's a good one too. We have Plastic Man. I believe he might have been a pre-order purchase for one of the games. I think that might have been for Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. I think that's the year that this came out. I think that came out alongside these sets. I could be wrong on that. But some great looking figs here and sets. Got the Flash. And we saw Nightwing in his red suit as well. This Tumbler is an amazing set. Obviously now we know it got re-released, but I never picked up this original one, which I heavily regretted. The Dark Knight is like arguably my favorite movie ever. So it was amazing getting a UCS Tumbler, one of my favorite vehicles in any IP ever. So great to see that. I still haven't picked up the new one, but definitely gonna pick it up. Can't miss my second opportunity for that. All right, and we also had the Bat Pod. Never got this one. I think this was actually a special purchase on the Lego store. I think it was when you bought the UCS Tumbler or some other DC set. When you spent a certain amount of money, you got that. And here we go into Lego Dimensions. So like I mentioned earlier, we're gonna be covering a bunch of themes that aren't actually DC superheroes, but they have DC superheroes in them. So we have some Dimension sets. We saw Wonder Woman and Cyborg there. So I apologize, the year previous wasn't the Beyond Gotham sets. This one was. This is the year that we got the new video game. So you have some sets that kind of go along with it. This was a really cool one here. We got Darkseid and our first variation of Lego Green Arrow, who looks really good. I would have preferred him to look more like the one the way he looked in the Arrow TV series. I was a big fan of that TV show in its earlier days. But more figs here for Martian Manhunter, Superman, and Supergirl. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, recreating the iconic first issue of Superman. And that's Arsenal, actually from the Arrow TV series. I was so upset we never got sets from like any of the TV series, like The Flash or Arrow or any of the other ones. I always loved that universe. I know it fell off towards the end, but for the time it was really, really big. All right, we got the Batfleck Batmobile, a micro build for it there. And a classic Mr. Freeze. Cosmic Boy. I'm not that into DC, so I might not know some of these guys here, but Nightwing, obviously know him, looking good. And we got some of the first Brickheads here. DC Brickheads, Superman and Wonder Woman. Also Batman and Joker. More of a classic look. And some more Dimension sets here. Dimensions, even though it's done now, but for the time, it was a really cool concept. Mixing video games and Lego sets in this way. We got Aquaman here, looking good. And they all came with a micro build as well. Bane with his Venom backpack, looking nice. A really good looking Supergirl minifigure here. It's a good one to have. Oh, and then also a limited edition Green Arrow. I think it's the same fig from the Darkseid set that we saw earlier. And then we have Batman vs Superman sets here. I know a lot of people hated the movie, but I actually love it. It's actually one of my favorite DC films, that Batmobile. I love it. I have that set. I have this one as well. I love this movie, so I ended up picking up like all the sets based on it. I've always been a big fan of Zack Snyder's work, so sad to see that universe had to end, but still optimistic to see what James Gunn comes up with. And some more non-film sets. We got Killer Croc here. I always found this one a little weird, just because he had a regular minifigure head. This is one of our only sets. We got Ra's al Ghul Talia as well, looking good, and a Desert Batman. And I'm forgetting the name of these sets again. I forgot it in the Marvel video as well. But the little chibi style of superhero sets, they look pretty good as well. Bunch of those. And then another theme that we're including here is the DC Superheroes Girls line. So we're going to see one figure there. And this is actually Adam from the DC television universe as well. He was first debuted in the Arrow TV series, I believe. And then went on to Legends of Tomorrow. Really followed that for the first few seasons a lot. Definitely stopped watching after like season 4 or 5. And we've now moved on to 2017. This is the year that's mainly focused around the Lego Batman movie. Obviously, Lego made a whole bunch of sets on this. They tend to do this when they have films coming out like the Lego Ninjago movie or the Lego movie Part 1 and Part 2. We also have DC Superheroes Girls sets in this theme as well, like I mentioned earlier. So I've included those in this video. A great looking Lego Batgirl fig here with the side leg printing. Some DC Superheroes Girls sets. We've got a ton of those in this year as well. So this year has around, I think, 84 sets total, which is pretty insane because 2016 only had 26, and this is by far the biggest year for DC Superheroes overall. It peaks at 84 here, which is quite a bit for a singular Lego theme. I know it's technically not one Lego theme, but it's still crazy to see we got that much around this IP, whether it be from DC Superheroes Girls or the Lego Batman movie or the DC theme itself. Got tons of sets here, which is pretty great to see if you're a DC fan, because as you guys probably know, in recent years, there hasn't been that much to look forward to from DC, and then also Lego DC Superheroes as well. It's definitely fallen off a little bit. So this is kind of the good old days when things were at their peak, I guess, for Lego DC fans. Some more BrickHeads here. Batman looking good. And a Lego Batgirl as well. They have the number plates there, so I guess it's showing the series that they're included in. So the first wave of them. Joker as well. These are all based on the Lego Batman movie, I believe, with their variations there. Some more Lego Batman variants. Fun fact, Batman actually has the most variations of any Lego minifigure ever. So from any theme, like Star Wars, Marvel, you name it, Batman has the most variations of one individual character, which after this year, you're gonna see is pretty understandable. I mean, they gave us pretty much every single version of Batman you could think of. Some more great sets here. When it came to these Lego movie sets, Lego did a great job with some of these figs. They included the actual utility belt for Batman there, which I always thought was really good. Some people weren't a big fan of it, but I liked it. And this movie, by the way, was such a great film. All the Lego movies in general were really good, and this was definitely up to par with those. This Killer Croc looks much better. Use that classic Lego crocodile piece for the head, which I think looks great on the big fig there. So some really cool sets, even though these are based on the movie. This Batcave here, look at all those different variations of the bat suit we get there. That looks really good. And yeah, just some more sets. This Penguin's car there looking really nice. Lego always did a good job with their own movie sets. Another Arkham Asylum there. I wonder how many of these Batmans were made, because he's just included in every single set here, which is understandable. We saw a similar thing happen with Emmett for the Lego movie, and also some of the Ninjago characters for the Ninjago movie series. Would love to see the Lego movies come back as well, because they were pretty good. A really big Batmobile here. Sorry if I don't know a lot of these villains. Now they're kind of dipping into some of the more strange parts of the DC universe, so I don't know a lot of them. And here we go. We're getting actually, technically, each one of these minifigs counts as their own individual set. So this is actually the CMF series based on the Lego Batman movie. That's partly why we have so many sets here, like 84. It's not 84 actual sets, but each one of these figs technically count as one. Got Batman in his robe there, looking good. Also, in his swimming suit there. Got Barbara in her police outfit. Don't know who that is. You guys let me know down in the comments. I don't have the names in front of me for this minifig series, so I'm forgetting. I don't know it off the top of my head. I always loved Robin in this movie. It's played perfectly, I think. The original Red Hood, I had that fig. It's a really cool one. This minifig does a lot of cool callbacks, and this theme in general does a lot of cool callbacks to various parts of the Batman lore. I think that was called Catman there, looking good. Don't know who this is either. If you guys do know the names, let me know down in the comments. A great looking Harley Quinn. We got Barbarian Batman as well. Fairy Batman. So just so many different variations. I think you guys probably understand why he holds the top spot of most variations for a singular Lego minifig. Not sure why he's there. Okay, we got kind of a Kiss style Rockstar Batman. So yeah, we're definitely going to like the niche parts of the Batman lore. And then still get some more Dimensions sets. I didn't realize Dimensions was still going at this time. And we got some base, so those are some Teen Titans Go figs, I believe. We got more here with Starfire. Always love Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go was really good as well. I believe that was called Excalibur Batman. I could be wrong on that. Some more of these smaller sets here. Looking good. More variations of the different characters in their smaller forms. Got Wonder Woman and Doomsday. And this is actually the only set we got based on the first Wonder Woman movie. Loved that movie. I thought it was really good. The second one, not so much, but that first one was great. And now we're getting sets based on the first variation of the Justice League. That was the one directed by Joss Whedon, and obviously it wasn't met to great reception by critics and fans alike. It was obviously then re-released with Zack Snyder's original vision for the film, which I thought was much, much better, like leagues better. It's one of my favorite superhero movies ever in general. So kind of interesting to see sets based on it. Obviously, Lego didn't make sets based on the Zack Snyder's cut. Didn't make sense too. I mean, all these sets kind of would have been the same, just kind of re-releases. So yeah, but still cool to see some of those original Justice League sets. Some more kind of niche superheroes there. We have Vixen. I believe she was in an animated show, I believe. That was part of the Arrowverse, or as it was called, the Arrowverse. I'm not sure what the official title for that universe was. Moving on here, 2018, we got more the Lego Batman movie sets. So they won Lex Luthor in his armor there, looking good. Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern. Nice to see Lego kind of reaching out to different parts of the DC lore there, giving us different variations of so many characters. Always done a good job of that with the DC line. Some more brickheads here, and these are the ones based on the movie. So we got Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ray Fisher as Cyborg as well, also Ezra Miller's Flash, Batfleck as he's known, and then my Superman there, Henry Cavill's Superman. They've announced a new one. Can't wait to see what the new one's like. Hoping it's great, but man, I've always loved Henry Cavill as Superman. It's gonna be hard to see him go. More of the Lego Batman movie sets, some odd villains here. They're really going into they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there for villains here, which I think is a great thing to do. Give us all the different variations. And then a second series here for the Lego Batman movie CMF series. So even more characters in the movie. We have Alfred here in his little vacation suit. Got a Batman fan club outfit. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Firefly, an OG outfit there. A lot of interesting characters. I don't even know if a lot of these were included in the movie. Seen that movie a long time ago. Really enjoyed it, but didn't notice every single Easter egg, every character in the background. So it's cool to see Lego making actual sets on all that. I believe that's Jor-El. Could be wrong. That's General Zod, I think. Kind of poking fun at their original looks from the older Superman movies. Not sure who that is. Some great looking figs. Alfred in his rock star suit here, looking good. So yeah, not sure who this one is either. Again, if you guys know, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Oh man, Clockman, I guess. I'm guessing at the names there. I don't know him. So yeah, a bunch of really Batman in his mermaid outfit. Like, they've made every single variation you could pretty much think of for Batman. I don't know if that's actually even in any comics or anything like that, a mermaid Batman, but Lego went ahead and made it anyways, which is cool to see. I'm not sure what the total number of Batman figs that have ever been made is, but that number, it's got to be up there. It's got to be probably close to 100. I mean, just looking at all the different figs that we got in the past few years, we've been looking at alone. It's been pretty crazy. And we have all of the different smaller versions like the one we're looking at right now. Some more mini builds here. Looking good. They stopped this line of sets, unfortunately. I never really bought any of them, but I know people were fans. Some Aquaman movie sets. So that's the one with Jason Momoa there. It's actually based on his film. Apparently that sequel is in trouble. But I'm hoping to see it come out still. I thought the first one was okay. So I'd love to see a second. This set was really cool. Here we got Flash and Reverse Flash. Also Killer Frost who was actually in the Flash TV series. I think that set was like loosely based on it. They obviously didn't have the licensing for it, so they couldn't make it set officially on the show. So they went ahead and did that instead. This set includes my favorite Batman ever, right there. It's kind of loosely based on the Arkham Knight video game. And it was included in that remote control Batmobile. Cool set, interesting, really expensive because of the tech behind it. But that minifig alone is really well done. I've always liked the metallic plated Batman suits, and I think the one in that video game is just my favorite of all time, especially that opening when you first get it. I'm sure you guys who have played the game know it moves around, you can see all different plates shifting, everything. A really cool suit. And here we're looking at some aluminum foil pack minifigs. These are included in some magazines, I believe, in Europe, not included in North America. So where I live in Canada, we don't have these, and I don't think they're in the US either. But out there, if you are out there, you can grab these really cool minifigs for a fairly cheap price, I believe, which is great to see. And then Shazam, this is actually based on the Shazam movie. Always thought that was an underrated one. Haven't seen the sequel yet, but the first one I thought was a pretty good movie. And some more sets here. These are not based on the movies or anything, just some regular comic book Batman and some villains. Mr. Freeze there and Robin. A decent looking Batmobile to see as well. Not as cool as the one that we got in 2023, but let's take a look at that as well. A set with Shazam here. Obviously they didn't make sets based on the Shazam movie, so they'll do this where they'll include the character in their own non-movie based sets, just to kind of go with the hype and make some good sales with that and give the fans as something close to it. The UCS Batmobile here, this is a cool one. And also, I believe this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It's an event exclusive Batman with a build there, and then some more aluminum foil packs, and a nice SDCC 50-year anniversary Zebra Batman as well. 2020. Cool to see. I think this is the year that we get Zack Snyder's Justice League, I believe. Some more aluminum pack figs. The generic Batman here. The Riddler looking good. One thing you kind of tend to notice with Lego DC superheroes in general is the lack of leg printing. I thought I'd mentioned that earlier, but I just noticed looking at these aluminum packs, once you point it out, it's really hard to miss now. Pretty much all the characters have just regular molded legs. Then obviously some sets from the Arts line. So we got Batman and Joker here. Never ended up picking up any of those sets, but it's cool to see them around for the fans that do enjoy them. And this CMF series, this one's not based on the Lego Batman movie. This one's actually just based on DC superheroes. So we get a whole bunch of different characters from DC, not based on the Lego Batman movie or anything, just various different ones. A whole lot of these I don't know. Obviously I know this one's Joker, but some of the other characters I'm not familiar with. Shoot, this one, no idea. Jay Garrick Flash, I know this one obviously. Great to see him, a great looking fig. I think this is Batmite, I'm pretty sure that's his name. When I played the Lego Batman 3 video game, he was all over the place giving hints and stuff. Cool character in that one. Aquaman, now done with that longer hairstyle after Jason Momoa kind of made that look iconic. Kept him blonde and everything, but Sinestro there looking good. Always wish they would have made like an actual mold like they do in the video game series for Green Lantern's ring, and also like the yellow ring as well. That would have been cool to see. This Superman, I think, is one of the best Supermans we ever got. I think that's based on the Rebirth outfit from the Superman comics. Cool to see a classic looking Cyborg here. This CMF series in general is just so well done. Oh man. And then we have our second Wonder Woman movie set there that was based on Wonder Woman 2. I really did not like that movie. The first one I loved. I thought the first one was amazing. But the second one, man, that did not meet the expectations I had for it. We only got one set based on that. And then a UCS Batwing here. Looking good as well, the classic Batwing. And I believe this might have been a Lego Store exclusive purchase. We got Supergirl here. This is the one based on the TV show, I believe. An SDCC exclusive fig. And we are now moving on to 2021. So we got some more minifig packs here, the aluminum packs. Really great figs, or a cheap way to get some really good figs. The new back row here, looking good. Joker as well. These characters got to be up there in terms of variations as well. I mean, how many Jokers have we seen throughout this entire theme as well? Batman's for sure #1, but Joker's got to be up there too. And moving on, we got a minifig pack here. Batman got the dual molded legs and the undies printed on there as well. Looking pretty classic. Small junior set here. Now we're getting like the helmets line, moving into DC as well. Then we got the classic Batmobile here with Adam West, and then also the Adam West Batman helmet as well. These years we don't get as many sets. This set I love, the tumbler based on Batman Begins. Still need to pick up this new tumbler though, the remake of the original one that we saw, I think it was back in 2014. All right, moving on here to 2022. Of the recent years, this is probably one of the better ones, and that's because of the fact that we only really got sets based off the new Batman movie, which was amazing, and I can understand why LEGO pretty much decided to only make sets based on that. We'd get like one other one, I think, but the only major sets were based on that movie. So of the DC films, there's not much going on, so there's not much to make sets off of. You pretty much just have, the only successful ones are pretty much the Joker and the Batman movie. And unfortunately, I don't think LEGO can make sets on the Joker movie. That might be a little bit too adult. But here we go. We have a little micro build of the Batmobile, looking good. I love this movie, by the way. I know a lot of people are comparing it to The Dark Knight. I still think The Dark Knight is the best Batman film ever, but this was definitely up there. Love that Batmobile, that aggressive style of it. And a Batcave, such a unique take on the Batcave. I really liked it in the movie, and I think the LEGO set was great as well. A small junior set here. And now we're moving on to 2023 here. In general, the recent years that we're looking at, not too many sets. And this year is the same. Got a few more aluminum pack builds and figs here, but in general, not too many sets in the 2020s. So for 2020, 2021, 2022, not too many sets, and 2023 kind of follows the same trend here. Got a poly bag, looking good. This Batmobile is a really good build. I like it a lot, but it's really overpriced, and we got that new Batman helmet as well. This set is huge for Batman fans. I'm sure it's worth the purchase, but I was never too interested in it, although it was a really impressive set. The buildable Batman, a small junior set, the Batwing, and that pretty much wraps it up actually for 2023. So like I said, not too many sets. DC definitely has kind of fallen off a little bit in these later years, and that's partially LEGO's fault, and it's also partly DC's fault as well. They haven't been making movies or having success with their franchises in the way that like Marvel has, or even Star Wars has. Star Wars has had a rough road here as well, but in general, there's still enough interest where LEGO can put out a large number of sets and people will buy them because there's so much interest in the IP. But DC hasn't seen that much interest with a lot of their franchises. A lot of their movies have been flopping, and with their franchises not doing as good, people will spend less money on these LEGO sets. So a lot of the sets we get are kind of based on these classic things from older Batman series, TV series, movies, and whatnot. Nothing based on new stuff. And it kind of shows the big difference between Marvel and DC. Marvel now makes so many sets. It's on par up there with Star Wars, which is pretty crazy to see because Star Wars is one of the long-standing iconic LEGO themes. But DC just went in the complete other direction, and we've just been getting fewer and fewer sets as we've been going on from the peak there that we looked at in, what was it, 2019, I believe? Or sorry, 2017, when we had 84 sets with that original LEGO Batman movie. So kind of crazy to see how this theme has went up into really high highs, but then also had very low lows. And unfortunately, typically at the end of the video here, I'd cover some of the rumored sets that are going to be coming out at the end of 2023 here, but unfortunately, I don't really have much info to give you guys here because there are no sets rumored to be releasing for the rest of 2023 for DC. There was one weird set here, which was actually been canceled now, unfortunately. So it was supposed to release, but now it's not. And that was set number 76221. This was supposed to be called Batmobile Flash Tracking. This was supposed to include 456 pieces, and it was going to retail for $45 US. But this set, unfortunately, has been canceled. I'm not sure if it was based on the Flash movie, but that movie also has completely tanked and lost a bunch of money, and maybe the lack of interest around the movie or the controversies around the film's central star, Ezra Miller, maybe that motivated LEGO to not release this set, or it could have been plenty of other reasons. Who knows? All we can do is speculate, really, but we have no more sets to take a look at here in 2023. So that pretty much does it, guys. That's the entire theme. That's every single LEGO DC superhero set ever made. As usual, guys, like all the other videos that we've done for all the different LEGO themes, make sure down in the comments below and let me know how many of these sets you guys own in your own collections, and also what your favorites are. Also, I would love to know what your first set was. What got you into the LEGO DC Superheroes theme in general? For me, it was all the way back in 2006 with the very first set that we looked at with that Batmobile Catwoman chase set. I forgot the official name, but this is the first one that we took a look at. That's what got me into DC superheroes, and I've been a DC fan ever since. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about this video, about all the sets we took a look at, whatever you think, guys, anything and everything. Make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Also, if you guys enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing for tons of more LEGO content just like this on various LEGO themes. We've already done Star Wars and also Marvel as well, with tons of others on the way. So if that sounds cool to you, make sure to subscribe. But that will pretty much do for me, guys. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.